come along with me and let's check some tallow and render some tallow together. So this one actually was a bit soft. So really, really soft. This was like the end of the pot. So we're going to scrape off the gelatin, which is here, as you can see. Now, a lot of people, they do save this and they use it to make, it's really used in a broth. I don't use that. I buy my own broth or make them from bones. And basically, we're going to put them in the pot. So our first render was did with water and salt. These are going to be our dry renders where we will not add any water or salt. And the purpose of that is to burn out extra water and impurities, as well as leftover salt that is also on the bottom. Those are those dark spots that you see. So as I said, this one was really, really soft. We had a total of 3 pots. So that is what we're doing. We're cleaning it off and we're putting it inside of another pot that we're going to begin our honestly our first render. So we already rendered our tallow to separate it from the fat, and to me this is our first render, because we had to take it from the pot so that it could, all the water and the gelatin that came out can separate itself from the tallow. And now we put it into the pot and we are starting on our first render, and some take more than 2 to 3 renders. So this is our second cake, and we, as you can see, I'm pushing the sides so it can loosen itself and be able to come out like this instead of cutting into it. I don't like cutting into it. So as you can see, this jello part stayed kind of cute. And we're gonna take it off. It's a lot, and again, I've seen a lot of people, they keep this. I don't know what to do with it, so I'm not gonna keep it. I have enough stuff already. So, but it is cute. Yes, so this is basically the gelatin from the beef that can be used to make broth, gravy. You just have to add flavoring, but I choose not to. So we're going to clean all of this off, and this is a mixture of water and salt that's on the bottom, and this is why we do 2 to 3 renders or more, because we need all the water and we need all of the salt out. So we clean it up very, very well and removing it, and then we cut it up and we put it into the pot and we let it melt down and simmer. And I will show you what all of that looks like when we're done. So this is our second cake. We're going to cut into it. I cut it into pieces before I put it back into the pot to melt down. And it is a little soft. It's not completely hard. When we look into the inside, if I can get it up, here we go. If we press down, you see the fingerprint. So that lets you know the inside is soft, and it has to be rendered at least a couple of more times. As well as you can tell with the color. It's still a little gritty, and it shouldn't be gritty. So now we're going to go on to our last and final cake, which is this one here. And we're going to separate it from the bowl, take it out, turn it over, and we have another jello cake at the bottom. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. But at this moment, that's not a new project I want to venture into as of yet. By keeping this to make, they're good to make if you have a cold. So it would be a beef broth, and I've seen it, like I said, I've seen a lot of people make them, but I'm just not there yet. This one was more easier to clean off. And this was actually the first one. I had one big pan that I used. And with, I guess because the way I was separating it, it wound up bending and getting a hole in it. And now I can't use it, but I'm going to get another one because I do like to put them all in one big pan and stick it into the fridge instead of using several different ones, because it takes up a lot of shelf inside of the refrigerator. So we clean this off. And as you can see, those dark spots, that's salt. And so this is why we melt it down and we put it into the pot, because we need that salt to come out. We can't leave that salt inside of the tallow. And that is the purpose of us melting it down into the pot. And I'll show you what it looks like. It actually will come to the top. This one is a little bit more harder, but it's still soft on the middle. And you'll see that in a minute. Once we pick it up. You can see the fingerprint, see? So it's still soft on the inside, which tells us there's still water in there, there's impurities in there. And so this is why we do the render. All of that has to come out before we can use it. So we put it into the pot. And here we have the pot on the stove. All of our tallow has melted. And as you can see, the salt and impurities are coming to the top. And this is what we want. So we want to leave this on here and we want it to boil, because at the bottom is the water, and the water will begin to come to the top as bubbles and they will burst into the air. And that allows the water to absorb out of the tallow. And we need for our tallow to be a beautiful white cake, no salt, no impurities, nice, firm, and hard. And we can't do that if we allow everything to stay in. So here we have it.